Hello, it's me, quantlabs.net. Just wanted to let people know what's been going on with today. Today I posted some important videos and source code little projects that demo basically the ability to feed in a tick real-time set of ticks from IQFeed and feed them into a real-time chart. So I've got the visualization of those ticks as they come in. Posted that demo on for my quantlabs.net premium members. Now I've also got the logic built out. I don't know if I've told people about, actually it was provided by my generous guy from London, known as a London quant. And that has enabled me to catapult the system, this high-speed automated trading system, to the next level. So over the last, let's say, month, I've built and demoed the capabilities, all done in .NET, the ability to feed in data from obviously IQFeed as a data source, real-time ticks, and then be able to feed them into what we call a publisher-subscriber model using a message queuing system in .NET, open source of course, and have on the subscriber side basically the concurrency engine that enables ticks to be properly processed and efficiently so they can get queued up and then fed into a trading model. Quant, of course. I mean, why anything else but that? And then from there, based upon the signals or whatever it generates, it has the ability to send out orders. Now, the funny thing is, the tricky part is the software that I'm using Interactive Brokers, feeding it into TWS, a Trader Workstation. The ability to do stop loss orders, trail stop loss orders, and those are kind of tricky to do, but I've got a library that enables me to do that through the TWS, and I'm just trying to think of anything else that would be missing. Of course, the model itself, which is generated from both MATLAB and Simulink. The advantage of doing that is that there's no other language that does this, and I wouldn't recommend it, but only this. The ability to basically generate code from it. So let's say you generate a model, and I can build that visually through Simulink, be able to generate it into C, and then turn that into a library that can then be read by a DLL, and then that can be obviously read by this system and be able to generate forecasts from it. So that's now done. Now it's just a matter of bringing it all together. Bring it on home, baby. Now, doing it through the world of MATLAB and Simulink has a lot of advantages. It's pretty well the only one that gives the real advantages, meaning to generate code and then be able to, as I said, put it into a library, which means read into a DLL in the world of Windows or .NET. And that ability means that there's no bridging. Let's say you build a platform in C++, and then you open up an R session, and you can have your C++ objects talk to the R session and send back calculations. That's really slow. I mean, I've talked to this quant about it enough, and I'm more than convinced, because it takes a bit of time, and that latency there will kill you as those ticks come in at very high speed. So that is is virtually not an option. And the other option would be obviously through the MATLAB production server, which again, same concept, doesn't work. I think when you start looking at scripting languages like Python, VB, too slow. Java I can't really comment on, but you got to generate code from your model, especially if you're prototyping in something like MATLAB. And again, you cannot do this sort of thing in the world of art. I've been to art conferences and I asked point blank to some of the people that are overseeing this whole art community, and I asked them point blank, is that ever going to happen in art? He said, no, that will never happen. But MATLAB you can, so that's again the advantages that MATLAB brings. And because of all this is now, that capability is there, and I'm now hopefully going to prove with an end-to-end solution with a very simplistic model and a simplistic everything pretty well, just to prove this proof of concept, and then be able to show that we can read in data real time, chart the data, have it run against the model, through a model, and then have some trading decisions and execute orders from that. And again, I can have the ability to virtually use any type of market order type out there, as long as interactive brokers can support it. So very powerful things that we're talking about. So now we're going to start entering into the next phase of quantlabs.net, my journey, blah, blah, blah. So first of all, because we have a platform that we're writing, it brings so many advantages. I don't have to worry about licensing. I own the total rights to the platform. I can scale it up as much as I want without any bottlenecks or any sort of restrictions, really. And that's the power of it. Okay, so over the last few years, I've analyzed all these different platforms, open source, commercial ones, and you just run into more problems than it's worth, meaning trying to engineer or reverse engineer undocumented, no community support, nothing, and you just don't go anywhere with that. And that's in the open source world. And then you get into the commercial world and you think it's better. Actually, it's not. And then you start to realize a lot of the products are kind of, I hate to say it, Mickey Mouse. I've just had nightmares with multi-charts, and I like MetaTrader, but again, that's a bottleneck. Trade station is really restricted because you're tied back to them, to that broker. You don't have choice. With this methodology of writing your own platform, you have choice, and you can scale it as much as you want. So because of that, we're now at a point where we control our own destiny. Okay, as a community, and my membership now controls that destiny. And we now have the ability to execute trades and to do it in a smart and efficient and optimized way. And that is pretty well been explored, can be implemented, and I've got lots of code samples out there on the membership that enable you to do that. Brings me to my next point. As you know, I'm going to be closing off the quantlabs.net membership fairly soon. Why am I doing that? Well, I don't need to make loads of money through memberships. That's not my primary focus. Just enables me to sustain myself financially, obviously. But we've got quite a number of members, and I'm very happy on that growth. So I don't need the world to know about it. And I like to make it kind of exclusive, because it is. That exclusivity gives you an edge over everybody else. Again, you got total control of the source code on this platform. You also, on what I've already mentioned, on top of that, you have the ability to visually and rapidly build trading models like no other that you've seen. You don't have to rack your brain for them. You can just do it very visually. And when people start working with an ecosystem like MATLAB, they're hooked. So I don't need to go on about that. So we're now at that next step where we start entering into, I've got some models that I want to play around with, model strategies, and now I'm going to bring in a boatload of them, a couple hundred actually, and I'm going to start evaluating on those combinations on the frequency, as well as the frequency, as well as the types of assets as well, futures, forex, and all that, and the combination what really works. And some of the combination of these models with other models work great, and you can do some pretty powerful stuff with a simulate. So that's the next phase that we're entering in, and that will be the new concept of a new membership, which will be a little pricier and will be structured quite differently from the last one. So there's going to be two parallel memberships, but it's going to be really closed off to the public after a certain date. There'll be no more public access. So some of those elements will be transferred into the new membership. That'll be tied in back with my recently launched academy for other courseware as well. And those members will obviously get access to that as well. So that's what we're looking at, as well as this new membership is going to be very exclusive as well in terms of data analytics. Data analytics is very powerful and very useful. Many people are paying $500 a month for that sort of stuff, and they get one small piece of what we're doing. All our stuff is not based upon technical or fundamental analysis, based upon the most profitable, most accurate, and best forecasting type of analysis out there known as quant. It's all built around math. And remember, math is what drives the world. It's built on, planes are built on math. Bridges are built on math. But you get the idea. So trading models and the flow of data in the world of trading and the markets are built around math. Random, but it's all based around math. So there's some really interesting techniques to do forecasting. And a lot of hedge funds do, but they're not telling you. And we know what they are. So that membership is going to focus on stuff like that. And not only that, but we're also going to be running the data as we see it through IQ feeds and report it back into the membership. It's going to be quite an interesting concept, but it's going to not be for the common man. It's going to be for people that are successful and are driven and passionate about trading to get them to that level. And I do think, it's not going to be built around BS or scams or quick rich schemes. These are concepts that are what the industry uses to build up multi-billion-dollar operations. But we're probably going to be more advanced in a lot of them. So that's the next step. I like to bring you aboard and have you part of that. But hey, you get 2 for 1, right? And you can get in that fairly affordable. I'm not going to go on about that. It's not my style. But just let you know where we're at. I'm just letting you know what kind of membership you can look forward to. I don't have the dates yet, but I'll give it quite a bit of leeway on that. And I'm also going to be putting together a couple of videos, one demoing where we're at. Not going to go on about the trade secrets and what's involved. That's for my membership to know. On top of, the other thing is that I'm going to be doing a webinar for my members on how this is done. And most likely I'm going to put a preliminary set of presentations together, which will evolve into this expensive trading platform course that I'm intending to build. I've got one already on the membership, but that's just basically using that trade link, which I've kind of given up on with this other stuff that we know about. So that's one of the real genesis on why I'm building my own platform. So I'll be sharing that as well. And again, it's not going to be a cheap puppy. So if you want to be part of all this, that's cool. Hey, welcome aboard if you are. And maybe I'll talk to you on the other side. But remember, there's going to be soon an announcement on the hard set date of when the current Quant Labs Premium membership will be closed off to the public. And when I say it's been closed off permanently, it's closed off. There's no more access to it for outsiders that are going to come in, unless there's something I feel that they can bring to the table to help my future operation. That's the only way you can pretty well get in, or by invite. But there's a lot of cool little gold nuggets. It's basically my last 2 years of blogging that I have not posted in the public domain. And there's like dozens of software projects on there as well. That's going to be part of, that's currently what's in the membership. But again, as I keep saying, it's going to be closed off. So, food for thought. You let me know, and I'll talk to you soon, either through a webinar, or maybe through a video or a comment, or I don't know. But other than that, we'll talk to you later. Bye.